I also have a atmospheric regulator system. So coming off of my gas storage, we have nitrogen, oxygen, and CO2. So if I go inside, we will see a big control panel. So here we have precise control of temperature, total pressure, and partial and percent and ratios of O2, CO2, and N2. So temperature, I'll show you the outside unit that does all this control. But temperature, for instance, if I target 24 Celsius, this will turn blue. I think I only programmed this to actually change depending on what it's doing, because I want to monitor what exactly my temperature is doing. But it'll cool it. Then if I want to go back up to, I believe it was 27 which we had up to, it'll turn red for heating. So then also I can change the pressure. So if I decrease that, you'll see the intake vent starts pulling air in. And then also I can change the desired, this is the desired and this is the actual ratios of gas. So if I want, say, 20% O2, it'll go 20 there. This will say a 10, and N2 is calculated from the remainder of these. Because setting up a button system to equally subtract from those when adding to that, it will be too complex. So I just go by these, and they're actually limited. So you can't go negative or past 100%. So I actually do have in the code too, if N2 is at, if the sum is about to go over, don't apply the change. And then also, so here we also have readouts of the pressures of the feeder tanks over here. So that's useful to know if you're about to run out of one of the gas. Then I have a little panel back there with some turbo pumps to transfer gas from the specific atmospheric control to general gas storage. And then also we have alarms for volatiles, pollutant, and nitrous. So I don't know if I want to actually release some stuff, but when any are detected, these will light up, and the vent, and it'll go into sort of purge mode where it rapidly sucks in air while expelling out fresh air. From I believe the vent for this is here. They're separated, so there's some atmosphere mixing going on, so we don't have problems with the control bang bang controller. Anyway, so let's go outside. Again, then one of these runs the control panel, because running this is a lot of code. Then the other one runs the actual control of the system. So, going outside. The way this works is, so from the active vent in there, we go to this yellow pipe, which is, I believe, pressurized and, of course, room temperature-ish, to such a degree that both volatiles and pollutant condense and are thrown out by these condensation valves. So then we're left with nitrogen, oxygen, CO2, and volatiles. So these also are IC10 controlled, and so they'll turn off if the output has too high pressure, or if there's no inputs to save energy. Also, they have backing pumps to run faster. I think also most of the ones in my I guess final filtration in my furnace setup also has these pumps to vacuum out this, so you get better pressure differential. Anyway, so volatiles are just vented. There's probably not going to be enough volatiles released in here to be worth capturing and putting. Then CO2 is extracted, oxygen is extracted, put into the tanks. Nitrogen is also extracted and put in the tanks, but this one I have it set to turn off once the input is below, I believe, 5 megapascals, so that way this has the pressure to condense out and throw out the pollutant and nitrous. So then, we're intake at high pressure and high speed, so that these filtrations can run fast. And then we have the tanks. Then, when needed, so the way the code works is, if any gas is above the sort of set point for its partial pressure, so that takes care of both ratio and total pressure in the atmosphere. If any one gas is above its partial pressure, the intake vent turns on. And then, if any gas is below its partial pressure, its desired partial pressure, calculated from the total pressure and the ratio that I input on the control panel, if any of those are on, we turn on these pumps and pump back into the atmosphere. And then also, we have temperature control, so we have some heat exchangers going to a very small radiator stack, with this setting, this connecting and disconnecting the radiator stack from the heat exchangers. And then also, we have a pipe heater in case we want to increase the temperature, which was pretty helpful, actually, because if we go back in, I'm trying to grow some cocoa, which requires a higher temperature. And so I was able to easily heat my base up. This is why I'm running at 28 Celsius inside, as opposed to like 25. And I've managed to slowly genetically pick sort of like a selective breed these down so that they're able to handle slightly lower temperatures than usual. And yeah, and then we have the whole thing to be able to be turned on and off and etc. But yeah, that's my atmospheric control.